Hi, my name is Carolina Briones. I am CATA's Secretary General. I would like to welcome all the European travel agents and the tourism experts that are connected on Zoom and those who are following us on Facebook Live at the Visit Central America website. Thank you so much for joining us in the webinar, A Window to Central America and Dominican Republic. This is the first webinar destination presentation series where 8 wonderful and beautiful countries will be presenting their tourism offer, connectivity, and all novel reopening strategy implemented by their countries. Today, we will talk about Belize, about this beautiful country, and Nicaragua as well. Two countries that have a lot to offer, and if you have any doubt or any question today, please feel free to ask them. The webinar will be today moderated by Enrique Thomas. He's CEO of Promotores, the PR agency of CATA. So welcome once again, and please enjoy this webinar and know more a little bit about this beautiful country. Enrique, please feel free to start with the webinar.
Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Speaking from Spain. This is Enrique Thomas speaking. I'm from Promotores. We are the PR agency promoting CATA and Central American countries all over Europe. This session that we are starting today, for which I very much thank you all for being here, has been organized together of Promotores with More Turismo, and also, of course, with the collaboration of CATA and Carolina, who has just spoken. Before starting, I just want to say that this session today is conducted in English language, but there will be a translation into Spanish language. For the next sessions that we are going to organize the next Thursday and also in the next week, the language will be Spanish and it will be translated into English. The translator that will be assisting us is Vladimir, and also thank you very much indeed, Vladimir, for your help in this session. So let's kickstart. As Carolina was mentioning, today we're starting this ventana in which we are opening a window to Central America, and we are opening a window from Europe. We have people from Spain, of course, we have people from Italy, from the Netherlands, Germany, France, all over Europe, Portugal. We have people from Central America, and we are airing this session both here on Zoom and then on Facebook Live, Visit Central America. So once again, welcome all of you to this session, and then let's get started. Today, this window will be putting the focus on two particular countries, which are Belize and Nicaragua. Belize, representing Belize, we have with us, she will take the floor in a while, Deborah Gilharry-Arana. She's a senior travel trade officer within the Belize Tourist Board. She has a long experience in this thing of presenting her country. Actually, one of the key features of her biography says that she has made presentations to over 6,000 travel agents, travel advisors, tour operators, product managers, buyers. So she knows her country very well. She knows how to explain it, and this is what she's going to do all along. On the other hand, representing Nicaragua, we have two people. First is Ana Carolina Garcia. Ana Carolina Garcia is the Director of Promotion and Marketing of the Nicaragua Tourist Board, with over 10 years of experience in her task. She holds a bachelor's degree in Foreign Affairs and a postgraduate degree in Marketing in Publicity from the Ibero-American University of Science and Technology. On the other hand, we have Jan Strick. Jan Strick is a Dutch man living in Nicaragua, and he says that he loves music, festivals, vegan food, cultural immersion, and her role is that he's the member of the board of directors of ANTUR. ANTUR is a Nicaraguan association of tour operators. that represents 80% of the licensed tour operators working together with the Nicaraguan Tourist Board. So we are all together already on the both sides of the Atlantic, literally. I have the pleasure to moderate. And together with Ana Carolina, Jan Strick, and Deborah, we are going to discover these countries and what they can offer. Just for you to know, I invite you as of now to start posting as many questions as you want. We will have 3 parts in this presentation. The first part, we will be speaking about the connectivity. So in other words, how to go to these countries. The other part will be about infrastructure, touristic infrastructure, what this country offers in terms of infrastructure for tourists. And the last part will be devoted to speak about the product, what the tourists can find in these countries. Just before starting, saying that as you have seen in the beginning and then you are seeing it again, there will be a survey that it will be running all the time. And of course, I invite you all to be posting and be voting in order to see what the audience say. At the moment, we are more than 239 people connected live, plus those connected Facebook. So we are creating something big. We are opening a window. That's what we wanted. And the first thing of the window, as I said, and my first question is going to Debbie. Hello, Debbie. How are you doing today?
I am doing fine. Thank you so much, Enrique. It's a great pleasure.
Debbie, I have a big problem today. You know what it is? I know nothing about Belize. Tell me, what can I know about Belize? What should I know before starting?
Well, let me give you a brief overview of Belize. So Belize is geographically, it's snuggled in Central America between Mexico and to the north, and then there's Guatemala to the west and south, and then there's the Caribbean Sea to the east. So that covers it for location. Now, the country can't compete in size with its large neighbors, but when it comes to natural attractions, Belize is a world heavyweight champion in a class of its own. The minute visitors in Belize, when they arrive in Belize, they will step into a world of rich history, culture, warm hospitality, unrivaled adventure, great fun, and relaxation. Belize is a unique destination, a country of stunning beauty that will spellbound you. Like its people, its attractions are diverse and exceptional. The country is home to the longest barrier reef in the Western Hemisphere, the magnificent Blue Hole, an expanse of lush tropical rainforest, the only jaguar preserve in the world, numerous waterfalls, rivers, caves, and palm-strutted white sand beaches awashed by turquoise waters of the Caribbean Sea. The various ancient Maya cities dotted all over the country provide a link to the past in understanding with complex and mysterious people that were once our inhabitants. So Belize was formerly a British colony, and the country got its independence on September 21st, 1981. And as the country, the only country in Central America where English is the official language, Belize is a glowing melting pot of culture, ethnicity, and history, the backbone of its tourism, in a sense. And Belize's vast tourism attractions allow visitors to choose from a wide menu of hotels, activities, adventures, and various points of interest. In fact, activities and adventures will only be surpassed by the visitor's imagination. Activities range from hiking, nature trails, exploring underground caves, to climbing the highest Maya temple, snorkeling in blue waters along friendly sharks, deep sea diving or sports fishing, to enjoy the excellent cuisine and the warmth of the people, to releasing high levels of adrenaline as you zip line at lightning speed over a canopy of green forest. Even after a long day of fun, visitors can relax and enjoy therapeutic session, create a personalized spa experience to bring them back in harmony with their surroundings or experience serene solitude and rejuvenation at exquisite locations. The aromatherapy and special treatments from professional therapists using natural ingredients from the Belizean rainforest will allow them to unwind, pamper themselves in a laid-back Belizean atmosphere that will nurture their health and well-being, leaving them with feeling fresh, rejuvenated, and splendid, both inside and out. The country's beauty and attractions will enthrall you. We invite visitors to enjoy the best of Belize's tourism and the opportunity to discover a true paradise for fun, adventure, and relaxation. But we must warn you, once you visit, you will be spellbound by Belize's stunning beauty. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for this presentation. Deborah, thank you for introducing to us what Belize is, what Belize offers. You were mentioning that Belize is a very beautiful country. I'm sure Ana Carolina Garcia from the Nicaraguan Tourist Board can say several equal things about her country, the country that she represents, that is Nicaragua. What would you say, just to start with, Ana Carolina, about your country?
Thank you very much, Enrique. Well, I'm going to make a little bit about Nicaragua. Nicaragua has been known as a rich country in culture and history, with a naturals and beautiful destinations and attractions that you can visit, like volcanoes, lakes, lagoons, mountains. And you have like countless activities that you can do in Nicaragua. Nicaragua is like two countries in one, because in the Pacific side we speak Spanish and the Caribbean side we speak English. So it's kind of a different culture, but a rich cultures to have, and a lot of history, a lot of culture, a lot of infrastructures, and more than activities like to plan, like the sandboarding, like the surfing. There's a lot of kayaking and trekking. Many things to do in Nicaragua that will probably make you come back. And the thing is that Nicaragua, even if it is a small country, there's a bunch of things that you can do, like in maybe we can say like in a week. So it's a place that you will enjoy with families and friends, and it's easy to get here. So you're probably gonna see many, many things about Nicaragua in our future when you can come here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ana. Just now what you were speaking, one of our attendees, Elodie Truily, I guess she is from France. She has summarized Nicaragua saying, Nicaragua is just wonderful. I think that it explains pretty much what you wanted to say, but in a rather shorter way. Let's start with the first block. I will ask you both, Debbie from Belize, Ana Carolina and Jan from Nicaragua, to be shorter in your answers, and also to try to speak slower, because Vladimir is translating our words. Remember, we are speaking to a whole audience of around 300 people. So we need to speak slow in order to make Vladimir's life easier. I'm sure he will be happy with that. My first question for Debbie, and I ask you to stick to this 2 minutes answer, is what are the airline connectivities that Belize has in this moment? Which are the main airlines operating to your country? And how is the situation of the COVID, of the coronavirus, it's affecting the real price, the cost of the tickets to Belize?
Yes, so I just want to highlight that pre-COVID, before all the COVID situation, major airlines that were servicing Belize were American, United, Southwest, Copa, Avianca, WestJet, Air Canada, and our domestic airline Tropicare. Now, our airport is scheduled to reopen on October 1st. So the airlines that will resume this Thursday, we have United Airlines, which will do flights from Houston to Belize 3 times a week. American Airlines will be doing Miami to Belize 5 times a week. Delta Airlines will be doing Atlanta to Belize, and they're going to start in November, on November 20th, with 3 flights per week. Tropicare will resume their connections between Cancun and Belize on October 12th. So right now it's just, we're not open officially. So those will be the flights. Now, in terms of pricing, we got some feedback from the airlines, and the prices remain competitive to Belize. They've mentioned that, you know, the change fees are waived to accommodate passengers who need that service. Baggage fee also remain the same. So, yeah.
Good. Thank you, Debbie. Before moving forward, I just want to go back to the beginning of my presentation and remind you that this session, we are doing it today in English language, among other things, because as Debbie explained, Belize used to be a former British colony, and the official language of the country is English. The next session, taking place the next Thursday and next week, will be the other way around, meaning that they will be in Spanish language and translated, thanks to Vladimir, to English. So today we continue in English language. I want going back to you, Debbie, concerning the air connectivity. Which do you think is the best route from Europe to get to Belize as of the 1st of October? That, as you said, airlines and airport will be, the country will go back to normality.
From Europe, in their case, it will, once the airport reopens, it will be possible to fly with British Airways from the UK to Mexico, and then they can connect with Tropicare via Cancun. And of course, when Copa Airlines resumes, there will also be connections via Panama. So that will be possible from the UK as well. Okay?
Thank you. I'm moving back a little bit farther south to speak about Nicaragua. Ana Carolina, Director of Promotion and Marketing of Nicaraguan Tourist Board. I wanted to pose you the same question that I posed to Debbie before. What is the connectivity at the moment, and how will be in the days to come with Managua, your capital?
Yes, thank you. We start the national flights in June, you know, La Costeña is the national air flight. So, but we opened the international airport on July. So, but we didn't start the commercial flights. So we start with charters with Avianca to the United States, especially Miami, and Air Europe start charters in August maybe from Madrid. So, but we have been doing and working some protocols with the airlines. So, but they are going to open we just start Avianca for commercial flights this last September 19th. And the next one are going to be United and American Airlines from the United States on October. And the other ones are going to be Copa, American Airlines, and Aeromexico. They will start on November. So it keeps going. We're still working. The commercial flight just started. So, and the best way to come from Europe right now should be Europe. The way to go is go straight to Miami and then to Managua. And mainly in the future with Copa, you can do it with through Panama, and then you can do it with Aeromexico, through Mexico to Managua. So it's something that we are in the beginnings, and unfortunately the airfares have been very high right now. So the mainly people that are visiting Nicaragua are the families that are coming to visit their family here and see how they are. But they just started and very full flights. Some of them are visiting some part of the country, and but we think that when all the commercial flights start to keep going, the airfare are going to lower the cost.
Excellent. Thank you, Ana Carolina, and thank you, Debbie, for explaining us the best way to get to your country. And the good news is that there are a lot of change coming up, fortunately, and we'll have a lot of options. The people who like to travel and people, tour operators, travel agents, all our audience will have lots of possibilities to travel. We are moving on to the next block, in which we wanted to present the infrastructure, tourism infrastructure of both countries, of Nicaragua and Belize. I'm speaking slow because, as I said before, we will have to make life of Vladimir, our translator, easier. And I kindly ask you both, Anna, Debbie, and Jan, to also speak slow in order to make this happen for our translator. Before moving on, as I said, I would like to show you guys a very nice video of Belize, in which we have the theory. We have heard Debbie. We have read the comment of Elodie saying that Nicaragua is, sorry, not Nicaragua, it's Belize, sorry. We have the theory of Debbie, so let's gonna see a video of Belize, what Belize has to offer. Please, go ahead.
We know a little something about protecting what's important. And right now, that means protecting each other. The sun will rise on travel again. And when it does, Belize will be here waiting for you in all of its natural glory.
Good. So I'm giving the floor back to Debbie. We have seen the video. My question is, once we arrive to Belize, which is the best way for the visitors to move around, on the one hand, and the second question, how and what's the role of the tour operators? What is the role of the tour operators playing in how to facilitate the movement of the visitors within the country? I'm afraid we have a small technical problem in our connection with Belize. That's not a big deal. While we wait Debbie to get back to her connection, I would like to pose the very similar question to Jan Strick. He's the Dutchman living in Nicaragua. He's the board of the Nicaraguan Association of Tour Operators. My question to you, Jan, and I give you the floor for the first time in this session, is how is the best way to move around Nicaragua once you arrive, of course, and then what is the role that the tour operators are playing in facilitate life for travelers?
Thank you, and good afternoon and good evening to all participants of this webinar. I saw on your polls that you don't know the destination yet, many of you, so this is quite exciting to be able to tell you a bit more about Nicaragua. Well, the best connections, as Ana Carolina told you already, from Europe are basically connecting through cities in Central America. You could fly into Panama, for instance, by KLM, Air France, Iberia, Edelweiss Lufthansa. So there's quite a good connection to get to Nicaragua. Once here, you could move around quite easily by private transfers, by rental car. You could even take public transport. Actually, Nicaragua is a very comprehensible country to travel. The distances are quite small. Typically, it's about a 2-hour drive from one destination to the other. And there's a lot of variety. Apart from the two oceans, the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, there's different areas that are very interesting, like the mountains, the lakes, the lagoons, the rivers. So the jungles, of course. Very interesting indeed. And the best way to travel, to go to Nicaragua, is through an organized trip, to travel with a tour operator. This has an advantage because it's the local counterparts of a tour operator, DMCs. They do constant vetting of destinations, of hotels. They also have an eye for the safety and sanitation measures that are very necessary after this COVID crisis. So they will typically be enforcing those in their own operations. They will also be looking into that with hotels, with guides. So you have very comprehensible and solid experience if you traveled with an organized trip through a tour operator. And then most tour operators in Europe work with local DMCs that are part of the Association of Tour Operators of Nicaragua, ANTUR, which is organized on their way with local counterparts and with the local authorities as well.
Thank you, Jan, for your answer. Once again, some time ago, you could see how a window popped up on your screen with a survey that we are running. Now, the question is more addressed to travel agents, tour operators, and the question is, what is more interesting for your clients? We invite you all to answer this question, and then at the end of the session, we will be seeing the results, and I'm sure that we will get, no, not at the end, now, sorry. You see, cultural tourism is something, or perhaps the most interesting aspect that the clients are demanding to the tour operators and travel agents who are in this session. We have Debbie back. Hello, Debbie.
Hi, I apologize about that. I'm not sure what happened just now.
No problem. That's what happens when you make these live events with several thousand miles of distance. I was asking you before you were locked out. What is the best and the easiest way to move inside the country, inside Belize? And what is the role of the tour operator? How tour operators, the local tour operators, can help visitors?
Yes, so when travelers arrive in the country, you know, generally the option to move around, it's very easy to do. I mean, the country is so small. We only have 4 major highways. So if you're driving, you just need to know which highway to take to move around. So, but of course, given that we're working in a phased approach, the reopening of of our tourism to international visitors kickstarts phase 3 of a 5-phase approach to our reopening strategy. So the role of the tour operators in this will be, they will be able to assist with taking around the visitors on tours. But I must mention that right now in phase 3, only tour operators, only our local tour operators that are gold standard approved for reopening in this phase will be international guests. And we have a listing of these on our website for, you know, that people could view. So in terms of the movement around the country, because we want to do it in a safe and responsible way, we want to, the visitors will not be, you know, they'll have to be in the company of a tour operator, or, you know, a representative from a gold standard hotel that can act as a tour operator, as a guide to take them around, you know, to visit a tourism site, or if they want to go and dine at a gold standard approved restaurant, they can do that. So it's for tours. So the tour operators are playing a fantastic role with, you know, our ensuring that the tourist experience will be something memorable while they're in Belize.
Can you, Debbie, tell us a bit more, very short, which is the type of visitor that you receive? It's backpacker, families, high-end visitors. What would be the profile for you?
So typically, Belize appeals to a lot of families, couples, individuals. We have, you know, the adventure seekers. We have a lot of people that are into luxury, that are, you know, looking for luxury travel. And luxury is something that it has its own unique definition in Belize, because in Belize, our luxury is all about service. And we have, in terms of experienced travelers, they love, Belize is perfect for them because they have a lot of free time. They love new experiences and taking trips off the beaten path, and they have a bucket list to complete. You know, people who are adventurous, they love activity and adrenaline and discovery. Belize is perfect for them. I mean, they have money, imagination, they want a full schedule. And if needs be, they thirst to push their active limits. And then, of course, the country is also perfect for wildlife enthusiasts, people who want to be up close and personal with these animals. You know, they might have a bucket list. So it's definitely a destination for, it caters to all different types of travelers.
Thanks, Debbie. We'll speak a bit later on. We will put the focus a little bit more on the products that both countries are offering. But before moving forward, I wanted to ask Ana Carolina from Nicaragua, what kind of visitors do your country receive?
Yes, we do have more families, young peoples, and groups. Like we have some visitation of them, but it's more, we offer a lot, you know, from middle class to high end, but we're mainly focused on the middle class because we do offer a lot of boutique hotels. You know, the accommodations are very boutique and unique in our style. So and the prices are very economic. So there's many things that you can do here, and to travel to all around the country is very easy because we have excellent highways. So it helps you to have how do you say, a good investment and to do a lot of things in our country.
Thank you, Ana. Thank you for your answer. I would like now we have seen before some minutes ago a video about Belize, what Belize is, what Belize offers. Now I think it's the turn to see this video of Nicaragua and to see how beautiful this country is. Please, let's put the video. Thank you. A very nice video. Continuing with Nicaragua, in this video, we could see a little bit of everything. We could see people doing physical activities, people doing adventure, a lot of volcanoes. This is your main product, so there are more things. This is what Nicaragua offers to the visitors? Ana Carolina?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Is this me? Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes, we are very famous with the volcanoes. You know, we have more than 25 volcanoes and more than 7 are active. But the good thing is that in every volcano, there's activities to do, like a lot of trekking. Many people do a lot of biking, and we have two stars, like the Masaya volcano, where you can go on the top of the volcano and see the lava lake, and the other one it's volcano Cerro Negro. Then you can do the sandboarding, you know, to slide down a volcano very fast in like a surf tape board. So we could say that volcano has been, or Nicaragua has been very known by the different volcanoes that we have in mountains, you know, active ones, not active. The not active ones have some lagoons in the middle that you can do some water sports too.
Good. And if you wanted to visit all these things, now I'm giving the floor to Jan. What is the itinerary you would suggest to someone who wants to see a little bit of everything of what Nicaragua is offering?
Well, basically, I would suggest a 2-week trip, which is a fair amount of time if you're traveling from Europe. And it can have different components. One would be the cultural, historic components. In that sense, we offer 2 colonial towns called Granada and Leon. Both towns are very nice colonial style buildings, lots of culture in the streets, local colorful markets, artisans, very, very nice environment indeed. And then apart from that, as already mentioned by Ana Carolina, there's the adventure element, which I would also include in a 2-week trip to Nicaragua. The adventure element could be around volcanoes, the lava lake of Masaya volcano, the sandboarding volcano, surfing volcano, which you see in my background. People actually go up a live volcano called Cerro Negro and surf their way down. Then there's biking in the highlands, stand-up paddleboarding, kayaking on lagoons, lakes and rivers. The nature is splendid in Nicaragua. And of course, trekking in the rainforest. We have very good naturalist guides that offer very high quality tours in terms of bird watching, trekking, wildlife observation. And finally, we have the beaches. We have the beach on the Pacific, which is very good. And then on the Caribbean side, we have also very pristine white sandy beaches that are very good for scuba diving and for snorkeling. So altogether, a wonderful destination for a 2-week trip from Europe in and out Managua Airport.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you very much for your answer. I take advantage of this moment. I make a small pause to remind you that all the questions that people are posing in the different channels, be here in the Zoom chat, be in the Facebook, we will be answering them at the end. Now we are making this conversation with Ana Carolina, Jan, and Debbie. And then at the end of the session, we will pass all the questions to our panelists, who will be gladly answering all of them. Debbie, you have explained a little bit at the beginning what Belize is, but Belize is, as we just said, no, it's known for heritage, culture, culinary, adventure. Why is this? Why does it have so many features, this country?
The country, you know, it's a unique destination. You know, we're small and it has a lot of character. So, you know, we have, for example, about over 10 different cultures in Belize. You know, the mestizos, the Mayas, we have 3 groups of Mayas, Garífunas, East Indians, Mennonites. So it's endless, and we just have to say our country is blessed with a lot of natural resources. We have the blue coal, the longest barrier reef in the Western Hemisphere. You know, we have a rich Maya heritage. We have living Maya experience, and we have our heritage sites. You know, a huge underground of network, a network of cave systems. So the country just has so much to offer, and what sets us apart is just the people. You know, we are just a warm and friendly people.
Okay, thank you. We are approaching to the end of this session, and of course, the session it's coming to an end, but we have to see the future. The future is the rest of the year. The future is 2021. So my direct question for Ana, Debbie, and Jan from Nicaragua and from Belize is, what is the future going to bring us for this country? What are the news? What do we have to expect? What is going to happen in your countries, tourist-wise? How we can allure more tourists for 2021? Ana, what does Nicaragua what is Nicaragua going to offer?
Well, we have one news from Nicaragua, that we just become the first to have the first geopark in Central America, Rio Coco Geopark, that was declared by UNESCO this July. So it was a very big news for us. So, and there's something that we're going to work more for this, to launch a good campaign about this, because this place has like 12 geosites, you know, from landscapes and about the culture, a canyon. But there's that's going to be a very good news for the future. And I guess all the travel agents and tour operators are going to work hardly to promote this first geopark in Central America. So Jan will tell you more about the news of the products that we're going to have for the next year.
Thanks. Would you like to complement something about the future, the next year, 2021, Jan, about Nicaragua?
Yes, please. Just what Ana Carolina just mentioned, the geopark. This is a spectacular location called Cañón de Somoto, which is a canyon with a river crossing through cliffs up to 100 meters high. Very nice for adventure activities like upseiling, rappelling, swimming, kayaking, and boating. Apart from this location, we see a trend that is remote destinations due to the COVID-19 crisis. I think the new products will have characteristics that clients are looking more for social distancing. So this Somoto Canyon is a good example. Then we have private islands in the Caribbean and the lake. We have jungle lodges, very beautiful ones on the San Juan River as well, on Rio San Juan, near El Castillo, which is a beautiful historic town on the riverbanks. Then we have Pacific beach retreats, which offer yoga classes as well, and all vegan restaurants at the local lagoon. So beautiful remote places. We see that as a trend for future travel to Nicaragua.
Good. Thanks, Jan. What about Belize, Debbie? What is the future going to bring us?
Well, what we've been seeing, you know, more and more, we see hotels. They're, you know, they're focusing on a lot of the, you know, going green. So they're using more, you know, eco-friendly materials, and like, for example, in their restaurants, you know, they have these Go Green initiatives. So we're seeing a lot of that. Even the rise of solar panel technology. Like, I know there are some hotels that are now using solar panels to fuel their laundry center for the hotels. There's also, we're seeing the trend of farm to table concept, where hotels, they have their own organic garden, and a lot of them make it exciting, where they offer the tourists the opportunity to see how the food they're eating, how it's being grown. Like there's an instance where I could remember visiting one of the resorts. You know, we had I had the opportunity to be able to pick my own vegetables, and then I pick what I like, and then the chef prepares a really nice vegan meal for me. And I am like totally like, it was just amazing, because I mean, I am not necessarily a vegan, but the way it was done, it was just fantastic, you know. And it's experiences like that that we're seeing more of. The resorts are becoming more creative with that. In terms of the hotel expansion, we also expect to see a few of the new
Debbie, sorry, we have had a breakout here. Well, sorry, it seems that we have we are having a small problem with Debbie representing Belize. You know, Debbie is the senior travel trade officer from Belize Tourist Board, but unfortunately her connection broke out. We continue with Ana Carolina and Jan Strick. Now we have had around 250 people all along this session, which is a massive amount of people showing a lot of interest in your countries. And I would like to pass to you several of the questions that the audience are posing, sorry. But I would like to you both, Ana Carolina and Jan, you can decide who is answering, just to be very clear on the answer and go to the point in order to make it as fast as possible and as clear, especially as clear as possible. The first question I would like to, it's a question, of course, everybody has in its mind. It's what is the situation of the coronavirus in Nicaragua at the moment?
Yes, we didn't go to quarantine here in Nicaragua. We keep on working in different areas, but we mainly focus doing some training. So we focus on doing workshops, digital workshops for more than 6,000 local business. So that's what we did we didn't have any tourists, you know, the training, it's very important to keep going on this. And that's our mainly focus. But on the other side, we create a practical guide for biosafety prevention protocols, and we work on this with hotels, restaurants, you know, and tour guides. So, and we start to train in this biosafety protocols for each companies, and they were very glad to have something that we can respond. Even the airport, you know, they start to do some protocols, so they start training all the airlines too. So, but we keep on working, you know. We understand that this coronavirus, we have to live with this type of virus like many others. So we just had this many practicals of protocols in different places, you know, using the mask and putting some place in mostly every places they put things to, you can wash your hands. They use they put alcohols to the people who came into those places like hotels and restaurants. But the thing is that we had the chance, you know, to be with the people, to be with the owners of this local business and practice with them all these protocols, and to be prepared, you know, for the future with this digital workshops that we did with them.
Good. Thanks, Anna. I recall you, we are in this moment that we are attending the questions posed by the audience. I will ask you to be extremely short because we'll be running out of time very soon. So all the answers, please try to stick to make it as short as possible, but of course as clear as possible. I think we have Debbie back in the room. Debbie, and if not, we have also Wendy Castillo. She's a hospitality officer, also from the Belize Tourist Board. Either Debbie or Wendy, can you let us know what is the current situation in Belize concerning coronavirus?
We've been, controlling. We've been managing the spread, really well. There was a point where we went over 50 days without having a new case earlier in the earlier since the outbreak, and we started to see a few more cases trickle in when we started to do like a repatriation of flights where we brought in like Belizeans that say we're out maybe in high risk areas like California, New York, and these other areas. But we are happy to say that we've been managing it really well, and we just want our industry partners or tour operators out there, travel agents, whoever is selling Belize, to know that you can confidently send your clients to Belize, because we have a great program implemented, and all our hotels and local tour operators are doing a fantastic job. So they will be in great hands when they come to Belize.
Okay, continuing with you, Debbie. Ana Luisa Rivas is asking, when will Belize open their terrestrial frontier with Guatemala?
At the moment, we don't have, because I mentioned we have, our reopening is done in, we're doing a 5-phased approach. So October 1st will be phase 3 of this 5-phase approach. At this point in time, we do not have a date for when the borders will be reopened. So, but visitors can always visit our website at travelbelize.org or BelizeTourismBoard.org. That's www.BelizeTourismBoard.org to get the latest COVID updates, as well as anything that's happening in the country with reopening and anything related to travel to the country.
Thank you. For you both, I would like to ask to pass you the question posed by Patrick Schreiber, and he's asking how safe is for the LGTB community to travel to both countries?
Okay, I'll go first. Yes, it is safe. We don't have restrictions for LGTB. We don't work specifically. We will not tell you not to go there or go there. In the whole country, we respect that, and we manage to have a service for everybody. So we don't have restrictions for.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi. For Belize as well, we welcome all visitors. We are very hospitable in all our visitors that get an opportunity to come to Belize. And we do not have any restrictions in terms for any visitors, as well as no travel ban for any country visiting Belize at this point in our phase 3.
So we are a gay-friendly destination, LGBT-friendly destination.
Okay. I would like to ask you both to pass you the question of Nuria Carol. She's asking, as far as you know, is Iberia, the Spanish airline carrier, going to operate from Madrid to any of your countries? Iberia.
Well, from Nicaragua, no, we don't have direct flights from Iberia. We do it, the way that we do it is through Costa Rica. So they stop to Costa Rica, and then in 2 hours or less, you can be in our country. So we are working in the future, to have this direct flight, but for now, we don't.
Wendy, do you want to say something about Iberia?
Hi. So with the reopening, we are working towards it as well. We will have through Panama, Guatemala. Those will be the closer connections in terms of flights from Iberia. But it's what we're working with, and of course, when the phases go perhaps to phase 4 and 5, we are going to have the land transportations available, which will make it perfectly ideal with the connections of Panama and Guatemala.
Good. A question which affects specifically our Italian friends, which is proposed and is posed by Giulietta. Giulietta is asking if there are in your countries available Italian-speaking guides available on the one hand, and then she is asking as well if it's a safe destination to travel around on their own, both Belize and Nicaragua.
Yes, I just wanted to mention, you know, going back, adding to what Wendy was saying earlier about the connection, Mexico is also another option for visitors to come to Belize. Now, in terms of translations, different types of guides, we do have a few that speak German and Italian. So French, we do have guides because we have programs available that are set up to help our guides learn these languages. So yes, the answer is yes. And yes, to the question that on safety, yes, yes, yes. Belize is safe. It's a safe country, so no problem.
Thank you. Nicaragua probably is the same, right?
Yes, we're still, we remain as the safest country in Central America, and we keep working on that, you know, when the safety is not just for the national, and for the tourists too. And the other question about I'm sorry, I can't remember the other question is.
The question was about if there are Italian guides available.
Oh, yes, yes, we have a few guides that we have in Nicaragua, like speaking French, Germany, Italian. So there's some travel agents that work directly with these tour guides, or there's tour guides that work directly with the tourists. So we do have some.
Good. We have a question for Jan from the representing the tour operators of Nicaragua. Jan, are there any new eco-lodge luxury hotels due to be open in the near future, specifically 2021, 2022? It has been commented here, but maybe you want to explain it further.
Yes, as far as I know, there's no new eco-lodges in process of opening, but there are a few that recently opened, relatively recently, in the last couple of years, or have been refurbished totally. For instance, there's this beautiful eco-lodge on the Pacific called Morgan's Rock. It has been refurbished completely with nice cabins with plunge pools. And then a relatively new eco-lodge on the Rio San Juan is Guasimo Lodge. It's a very small boutique lodge with about 5 or 6 rooms and a very good service. And it's right next to a reserve called Indio Maiz, which is very good for bird watching. You have the green parrot there, which is quite prevalent. And then in the mountains, there's very good, more simple eco-lodges as well at specific bird hotspots. And there's plenty of development. But as far as I know, there's no new eco-lodges set to open in the near future.
What about in Belize? Are there any new eco-lodge coming up, planned for the next year?
We do have a lot of eco-lodges in Belize, and you know, we're seeing expansions in some of these eco-lodges. So yes, we do have, and we expect to see more in expansion in that area.
Good, thank you. We are almost over with this session, the first session of La Ventana, in which we have presented to the European audience, and actually the audience from all over the world. We have presented Nicaragua Belize. I will just take a couple of questions more from the audience. One is coming from Noelia Garcia. She's asking when is the best season or the best period to visit your countries?
In Belize, we are an all year round destination. So, you know, you can come to Belize at any time. You know, there are lots of great things to do. So just book your client's vacation to Belize.
And Anna, Jan, when should people visit Nicaragua apart from every day, all year round? But is there any specific area, any specific moment you would suggest to go?
Basically the same answer as Belize. It's an all year round destination. Maybe with exception of October, which is hurricane season. It can be rather wet and windy then. So I would not travel in October if I had the chance. Then June as well, and April can be rather hot. So apart from those months, I think it's a terrific destination to travel year round.
Thank you. My very last question will be the one that has been posed by Fleur Lichterinch. She's asking, she's interested in knowing about the sustainability and how your countries are implementing the sustainable tourism in the industry. Debbie, how is the sustainability and the apply to hospitality in your countries?
Ministry of tourism that, you know, has programs in place.
Seems that Debbie is having some troubles. Maybe Wendy, you want to pick up on what she left? We cannot hear you, Wendy. You should turn on your micro. You're mute.
Me?
Yeah, lovely.
Yes?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, in terms of sustainability for the country, as Debbie was saying, we have our Ministry of Tourism, which is working in terms of the Go Green projects, and as well in terms of through this new medium, as well as promoting our country for its highlight and its resources, as we had previously mentioned as well, in terms of can you hear me, Enrique?
Yeah, perfectly.
Yes, okay. Yeah. So in terms of like I was saying, yes, in a nutshell, it's basically our ministry is working diligently in terms of promoting the sustainability and continuing our work of sustainability in the country of Belize.
Good. What about Nicaragua?
For Nicaragua, basically, the last decade, we've been seeing lots of positive effects of sustainability application in the country. Mostly the private sector have done their job to implement best management practices on sustainability. Hotels have taken it very seriously, and also the tour operators. We are focusing, of course, on cultural sustainability, economic and ecological sustainability. We have very good local resources that help the private sector with implementing their policies. And we have seen some great results in the last decade. And we're continuing to do so because sustainability work never stops. And
Seems that Jan is having some troubles with his connection. Maybe Anna, you want to continue to finalize what he was explaining to us?
Are you there, Jan, or I can continue? Okay, yes, Jan?
yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, Jan, please go ahead. Now we
I'm
can
sorry.
hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry, there was something wrong with my connection perhaps.
No problem.
Basically, sustainability has been a hot topic in the last decade in Nicaragua. There's been a lot of progress made on best management practices all over the sector with a private enterprise looking to make their operations more sustainable together with their staff on a social, economic and an ecological level. In Nicaragua, there's very good local experts helping these companies to implement their practices. And sustainability, of course, never stops. It always goes on, and it's a team effort. So it's continuous in all our operations. And most members of the Association of Nicaraguan Tour Operators are very on top of this. They have this come up priority in their operations.
Good, thank you.
If I may add also, I just wanted to highlight that in Belize we also have we have our private sectors also involved in conservation projects. We have other bodies in Belize that also work with the private sector in terms of sustainability, and all these conservation projects. We do have, for example, for our coral reef, we have a project, by Fragments of Hope, where they have this, we have this coral nursery. So, it's just about protecting our natural resources. So on a whole, our country has, more than 50% of our landmass is protected as national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and reserves. So we're big. That's a huge thing for us in Belize.
Thank you, Debbie. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. It was the last question. I would like to thank all of you. I would like to thank the team of More Turismo that has been very active to make this happen. And of course, I would like to ask CATA, represented by her Secretary General, Ms. Carolina Briones, who is going to say a few words in order to close down today's session and invite you guys for the next session taking place in a couple of days. Carolina, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Henry. I would like to thanks to all travel agents and the experts that are still connected in Zoom. Ana Carolina for Nicaragua, Jan, Deborah, and Wendy, thank you so much. I worked for CATA for many years. I'm still learning about each country. Thank you so much for all the information that you have provided. Just to mention to the audience what CATA does, we promote Central America as a region, as a multi-destination, and it is a great pleasure for me to promote this beautiful country. This combination between the attraction that we can offer one country and combining with another ones, that makes the multi-destination a perfect place in Central America. Now we are not just working with the 7 countries of the regions, we are also working with Dominican Republic, that is a country that have a lot to offer to. So we are gonna have a Dominican Republic in this presentation series as well. So as a Central America, as a CATA, we invite you to know more about the multi-destination, about the package that we offer. We have all the information in the Visit Central America. Please had a look in your website and check all the information that we have for you. It is in English, it is in Spanish, and any additional information you may contact us through the website. Thank you so much. And for the next Thursday, we are going to have El Salvador. This is the smallest country in Central America, but it is a beautiful, beautiful country as well, and Honduras. So we invite you to participate and be connected by Zoom. So see you on Thursday, and thank you so much again for joining us.